longer than sketching stream. It's gonna take way more time. So you guys get to watch more action. Wow! Thank you, Senpai, for the follow. I mean, for the raid. Thank you very much. Hey, there! Hello! What did you do on stream? Having a great day. With some Tekken warm-up. Hey, very nice. Got any tip for starting out? Let's see. If I you're coming up with something special as always. Well, thank you. Let's see. For starting out, it'll be question is what question. This is like a very big question. But I usually would say that when you're starting out, try experiencing, try.
You better OTK me.
Like, if you're unable to tackle your opponent, then you're gonna need to learn how to tackle.
You better OTK me.
Yeah? So, that's the thing. If you have not kicked the ball before, or now is the time to learn to kick ball. It's the same with drawing. When you come into drawing, no matter how fresh you are going to, try to experience it. Because one thing I know, if you are learning things the hard way, which is like, just get straight into like all the boxes and cylinders and all that. I mean, it's great. It's just that you wouldn't know where to use it down the line. You just know it's a square. So technically you will feel like you learn it better if you know there's a need for it. If you need to learn a square so you can draw the for example the face structure better, then there's the reason for you to learn how to draw a square. You know what I mean? So it's like try to find yourself a reason to learn things. That's setting up goals. It's just, putting it out there. Try to learn skill that you need. Because if you need a skill, you will learn it better than skills that don't know how to use it. Even if you really good at that skill, but it never really apply into your work routine or your habit, then it wouldn't matter. Like everyone is saying, doing doing background is really great. But if you're like a very specialized figurine artist, like figure artist, you know, like then background drawing is mildly good. It's not fully beneficial. You know what I mean? So it's like, but at the same time, if you know how to put background in and enhance your body pose and all that, yeah, then you already know how to use it. You would be learning background, you know, to serve a purpose. That is motive too. So yeah, for fresh start, experience thing, you know, play around, explore, and then you find things to study. I would say that that's very that's not very formal. But it is really like self beneficial. The 3D shape, but it's like I don't know why I just can't get it down. Like drawing on a tablet. It's like, but do you know where you're gonna put it? Yeah. Like this on the use. There you go. So it's like, I mean, learning how to do 3D shape is really something. But back to the concept that I have been saying, that if you know what you need to draw shape, then it will benefit you more. This is the amount of shape that you're gonna use to draw a leg, for example. It's not really this complicated actually. I'm gonna use a different shape for this. This is more of how you are choosing to approach something. These are the same leg. Is used, but I use different approach. It's like how you like. It's just which way, which you know, you want to go for. It's pretty. This is 3D shape you are going to use. Like this is how you're gonna use the 3D shapes. You are going to use it, to replace things in a complex shape. You know, it's like assembly. It's like how you. It's like how well, let's say like a piece of chocolate made of bars, made of different parts of it. When you eat it, you kind of crack each part of it out, you know? So that's the thing. Or you can say Lego. Put them together. Most of Lego pieces are like rectangle shape, either form or box shape, right? So to make a complex shape, you are going to put a lot of those simple shapes together in order to form a more complex shape. And as an artist, well, not really. As when you're taking reference, look at a complex shape, and you are building a habit for your brain to decimate, dissect, simplify, generalize, whatever the word you want to use, those complex shapes into simple shapes, so that you can convert it into your own style. So it's like when you look at a real leg, your brain will be kind of converting it into this leg, for example, this one. And then when you try to draw that leg on the paper, you would be able to make these shapes, connect them together, and then refine it into the leg that you try to reference. It's like a converting faces. Yeah, so the perks of this approach that I just say is that if your brain can do that, if your brain can have the ability to break down like complex shapes and convert it into your own shapes, you will acquire an ability that you would be able to build anything, and I mean fucking anything. Animals, buildings, creatures, aliens, the robots, all that. None of those things would give you a hard time if you can convert them into like less complex shapes. Thank you, Colin, the Coloray Mars, for the follow. I very appreciate it. You have a great day. So find shapes that work for me. I mean, I highly recommend rectangle and squares and triangles or cubes, box, and cylinders. Those are the list of shapes that I recommend trying. So that's good explanation, helping to construct things. Thank you very much. I very appreciate it. Square, triangle, rectangle, cylinders, and a box shape. And no, these two leaves doesn't connect to each other. These are two different layers of shapes. That's why this is not a cone. All right. you are using these shapes in situation you feel like they are fit. So, most of the stuff that we look at are 3D models and are like 3D objects. However, sometimes you're gonna need a little bit of 2D perspective. A lot of the time when we think about it, as an artist, we have the power to shift between 3D and 2D plane in order to make something. Right? So if you can't get something in 2D, you can move to 3D to shape that form. Or if you can't seems to form something in 3D, move back to 2D to form it. It's I would say it's your power to do so. So use it. Always looks into this in 3D shapes. It is no 2D is also fine. Okay, so things that I usually say to freshmen, it doesn't have to be real. It's like, or it doesn't have to be functional. Too. It's like you can make things up. That's also another thing. It's like it doesn't have to be too real. A lot of the time when people are like some of my friends complaining with me about how they are drawing this scene and they find it and they want to fill things into this space, but they don't have anything to fill it in. Like just make up some shit. Just put things into the area, things that you can imagine and put there. It's just like it doesn't have to be real. That's how you make up OCs and fantasies, right? So sci-fi, all that deep writing is going for that. None of those things are real. So it's like, yeah, do that. If you can't seems to find something real, make up some shit. Draw yourself a chimera. But here's a fun thing. Even though you're doing something that is not real, they still obey a certain amount of real, like a real. How do I say? How is it? Yeah, they still obey the real shapes that you are using because you inspired by things you already seen. What you have in your brain is the mixture of those, right? So, yeah. Right. In order to draw, I'm gonna just make something out of just boxes, right? So. Thank you, Meatball. like just boxes. All these are boxes. Pick up something, draw something fun. What you can realize about this is that it's all fun and game. Do your best. Explore. Be curious. Even though it doesn't come out the way you want it, but that's the experience that you get either way. The artist's greatest enemy is to not try something out. Because if you don't try something out, you wouldn't find out that you have a skill. There's that. Hope that helps though. Yeah. I used to like just embrace the I used to embrace a lot with fundamentals, but the more I learn, the more I feel like when you start out you can't really, it's like being serious right off the bat kills your passion. It's just very hard. So I would say do things you like for a while, for a good while. You know, set your passion, man. You run out, touch grass, climb trees, or fall a couple of times so that you know which place is fucking dangerous. Or where you can go. Something like that. It's better to feel it yourself rather than people telling you what it feels like. But everything to be perfect, and that's really killed me. And try to draw anything even simple cubes. Yeah, that's the thing. Being a perfectionist has his own downfall, which is like ultimately gives you a very dreadful feeling when it comes to trying to draw something properly. Yeah, nothing is perfect. You will never get anything perfect. That's the charm of it. Right? Every body art style is different. If there's a perfect, there will be no diversity. Perfect is an illusion that your brain gives you. Made everything so simple. I mean, it's because I know what to do. Plus, I build things out of simple shapes. That's the thing. It's like building things out of simple shape. If is the skill. Okay, I usually I would glorify this, and I still glorify it till this day. Being able to simplify shapes and building simple shapes is the skill that unlock every skill. You know what I mean? It's like once you learn that skill, it's very easy to move to a different skill set, because that is the foundation of everything else. Fundamental only have so much to teach you, but what comes after that is what matter to your passion or your journey as an artist. It's like when you are learning, when you are trying to learn how to draw a good, simply to draw a good body, that is fundamental. And there is very little art, like creativity that comes to it. Because once it's like you're just drawing a pose that is related to something you want to study, then that is not very in the creativity section. But once you get all that down, once you know how to draw poses, once you know how to put in all the stuff that you need, now that you are moving out of fundamental and you have all the power to arrange all of those things into a really good drawing. All right, now that is creativity for your own, right? So keep studying. You get it. Thank you, thank you, Short Movie, for the follow. I very appreciate it. You have a great day. My mindset when it's like I think about a year or two after I started learning, I started to get a grip of simple shapes, and then my whole mindset when I look at something complex is that I just need to break that down into smaller shapes, and I can kind of learn how to make that texture. I think that's like it always has been a thing, and in my head works like that every time I see something new, which is something that stand out to me. But sometimes when I think about it, like how do I just come up with that? Like how do I know that I could learn it? Well, it's simply because I always have a plan that is breaking it down to learn it. So once you get that skill, your brain will go into a mode that every time you see something, you see simple shapes, and your brain have the ability to break it down right off the bat, so that you don't have to do it for a long time. Like you just spend like another 5 hours just thinking about it. It wouldn't be like that. That's probably the first thing that you get, and then you just create. It's just look at awesome, dude. Sure. Alright, I think we got this piece down pretty good. How you guys think? Where's Jura? Where's our Lord and Savior? Thanks for advice, for real. No problem. I'm happy to help. I would love to set up my stream as like an emergency artist help center. So if you have anything you need to ask about art, feel free to just come and ask. I am very open to questions, and if I don't know how it works, we'll learn it together. Isn't that great? I think it's beautiful. Well, thank you. I haven't drawn like race out or sometimes in a safer work manner, alright? Just say it. Yeah. Thank you, Lidos, for the follow. We appreciate. Thank you. It means a lot. I'll definitely come by your stream. But no problem. No problem. I'm happy to help. It's a pleasure to be able to help another person achieve their dream. I was planning to like
It's not as